All right, here we go. What's going on, world? It's your boy Dame. This is a Culturally Correct podcast. We are definitely excited that you're here. We are grateful that we have your listening ear, for the next few moments. And yeah, man, we're here. I'm here with my the always faithful, the always, highly anticipated, the most requested guest on the show. Dang near about to be like a stationary piece. Like, I just feel like it should just happen at some point.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll receive
I'm
it.
have my people reach out to your people.
Okay, yeah, do that. Do that.
What an intro. What an intro.
Right. It's your boy
Jimmy, what it do? What it do?
Jimmy. It's been a long time. So yeah, man, Jimmy's here. And Jimmy, I'll let you kind of take it over, man, so you can kind of prep the actual guest.
The actual guest.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, we got a treat tonight. This guy here is somebody I've been rocking with for, I'd say, since my freshman year in high school, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So we kind of like day ones. You know what I mean? This is one of my few friends that kind of has the same intellectual thought process that I have, man, and is really interested in some of the things that I'm interested in. So it's always dope kicking it with him, man. So this here is
kind of sound like a bromance.
Nah. It's just,
You don't have to defend it.
Nah. This here is my guy T-Rod, man.
T-Rod?
What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm T-Rod, Tristan Rodriguez. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Mexican, that's what he is.
Yeah, man. You sound really bland for a Mexican. I just want you to know that.
It
sounds like this.
I'm trying to contain the excitement, man. I'm happy to be here, and I'm just happy to be here with two guys
like
that know what they're doing
in your life. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you guys that don't know, adobo is a Mexican seasoning. It's really dope. It's like the Mexican version of Lowry's. You know what I mean? No, legit.
That was such a great comparison.
Nah, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, listen, I know my food. So yeah, man. So Tristan, every week, man, what we do is we start the show off with a segment called What I Realized, and it could be something that you realized this week, today, this month, this year, whatever. It could be something serious. It could be something lighthearted. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to say what I realized this week is that I care a little bit more about my yard than I ever thought that I would. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's very interesting, man. Today, so last week I got some work done. You know what I mean, to my yard. My homie Juan came through.
Juan.
Why
Pops, because that's Pops. That's my Pops' name. Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't think it was him though. I don't think it was him but anyways, Juan came through. He brought the team in, and he had told me. He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna do it next week." He said, but it'll be little bit by little bit. So I'll probably come Monday, start Tuesday, whatever, because he had a bigger job in another city, and he said, he'll do my secondary, but man, Monday came, he didn't show. Tuesday didn't show. All the way up to Friday, man, didn't show. And then Saturday morning, I'm on my way to a gig, and I get a text message saying, "Yo, we're on our way. We're gonna go start today." And I'm thinking to myself, "Yo, like, it's raining in the forecast. Like, something's coming." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Yo, are you guys sure?" He said, "Yeah, no, we're gonna get it done today." Sure enough, man, they came, they laid me out. They got all my hedges trimmed, you know what I'm saying, the way they're supposed to be. Removed some stumps for me, mulched me up a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm just looking mad, edged me right, you know what I mean? I'm looking really nice out there.
It's like a new haircut.
Oh, it's just like a new haircut for your lawn. And because that looks nice, and I'm more inspired to work on the grass part. I done mowed twice this week.
Twice, bro?
Yeah, already. You know what I mean? Like, I dang near feel like I got to do special things. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't mow each part of my yard the same day. Like, I do the front one day, and then I do the back. Like, you know what I mean?
You extra.
Yeah, I'm kind of extra. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I don't really care as much about the back because you can't see the back. So, anyways, long story short, today, this is when I realized, like, dang, like bro, like, you're really, like, you know what I mean, intense with this whole lawn care situation, and I was on. Well, a couple days ago, I went to go buy some grass seed because the areas where he removed the stumps, there's nothing there, so I gotta throw some grass seed out to make the grass grow there. And while I was there at Lowe's, I looked at pots and I realized pots are expensive. Like potting plants is like expensive. Pots for plants are expensive. I'm like, I'm not spending $40-$50 on a pot. Like, I just can't bring myself to do that. So today I was on the Facebook Marketplace, man. I seen somebody selling some dope ceramic pots.
Oh, time out. You went to Facebook for some planting pots?
That's your age right there. That's the age, Sean.
Is that crazy?
That's the age, Sean.
Is that bad?
It's not bad. That's just the age.
Wow. Getting or are you there?
You there.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. Listen, man, I'm married. I'm good.
Hey, no shame in the game. It's all good.
None at all. You listen, no skin off my back. Okay.
I feel you.
So, dude was selling like 6 or 7 pots for like $80. I said, yo, I'm on there. Like, I gotta have that. And drove to a really nice neighborhood. Like, you want to talk about money? Nice neighborhood. Anyways, exchanged a little money. Got my pots, man, and I was so happy and excited to bring my pots back.
You turn it into your grandpa while you playing, man.
You think so?
Yeah, oh yeah.
JB be proud.
You JB.
All right, well, that's what I realized this week, man. I realized that I really care about my lawn. I really care about that presentation. I have a corner lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you kind of have to.
I'm on the corner.
And I'm down the street, so there's a target on your back for best lawn in the neighborhood.
That's true. Y'all got a lot to work on, though.
All right. I don't live here full time, so I can only do so much.
Oh, now you a part.
Yeah, now I'm a part timer. Yeah. Now I'm a seasonal.
Jimmy, what you realize, man?
This week, man, I realized that I am not entitled to anything. I think being in school and working has kind of shown me that. It's kind of really transformed my mindset. So like from high school going on to my freshman year, like college, it was like really different. It's two different like arenas, if you will. So my mindset in like high school was kind of like it was so easy. Like I just felt like, I could do it and it wasn't a problem. Like, and I just felt like, it was kind of given. You know what I mean? When I get to college, man, it's completely different. And so, like, when you walk into these classrooms and these teachers ain't handing out these A's, B's, let alone even C's, with ease, it's like, I don't know. I just had a mindset where it's like, man, you supposed to give me that grade. You know what I mean? Like, because it was just so easy for me in high school. And so, but yeah, going through college, man, I've learned that what I get now is what I've earned. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, that's been what I've been on, and I'm trying to get my mindset to be stuck on that, so that way I approach situations differently.
So you get what you put in.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no way you can withdraw if you never made a deposit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bars.
I like that.
I mean,
Can I steal that? I'm gonna tweet that later.
I'm good for one or two.
Okay. Talk to him.
I'm good for
Talk
one or
dirty
two.
to him.
Repost.
Trish, man, what you got, man?
Man, I just feel like this week I kind of realized that, life goes on, man. At times I feel like if I'm doing one thing, I'm going to miss another thing. And I feel like what I realized this week was that even though you miss something, like life goes on, like it's not the end of the world, A couple of my friends had a little, not even like a kickback like that, but I was just like, man, like I wish I was there with them, but it's not even about that. Like life goes on and it's never that deep.
It always been another time, right?
Always.
Yeah.
God's plan.
God's plan. At first I thought you were going into like a place that, you know what I mean?
Oh, nah. Not time for a deep dive.
Yeah, I thought she
hurt you.
Oh,
she
nah.
hurt you, you know what I mean?
Oh, nah. That's different day, different podcast. Life goes on.
Life goes on, man. It's,
Nah, not that deep of a dive yet.
Be there, but as long as I'm breathing, I'll be fine. So I'm glad that wasn't the case. I wasn't ready at all.
Nah, it's too early for all that.
Life goes on. So there's not a special.
I am on the market, so if anybody's listening, and they want to,
You looking for Selenas?
I'm looking for whoever. I'm looking for whoever strikes my fancy.
Ay, como me duele.
Hey,
I can't sing like you, but
Oh, well, I can't sing either. I just know I like the movie Selena, so. And I was being mad racist when I said, are you looking for a Selena's? you should look for whoever you want to look for. Speaking of looking for,
okay.
Okay,
Good
so-
segue. Good segue.
a couple weeks ago, Donald Glover drops "This Is America." Have you guys seen it?
He hasn't
Yes.
seen the video.
I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't watched it.
It's not important.
Yeah.
The video is dope, but it's not important for this conversation. Essentially, he drops a video that is very, I guess, thought-provoking. Talks about a lot of social issues, police violence. Talks about the brutality that America, has kind of harvested over the years. It talks about, mass shootings and a whole bunch of other things, gun violence, things of that nature. And so, anyways, he started trending after he dropped this video, and people were talking about how woke he was, right? Well, I guess the internet must have forgot that he actually is involved with a white woman,
Right.
that is his significant other, and so there was a huge outcry from black people, black women, black men. I don't think I feel like I've seen a good representation of both, who came out and said that essentially he can't be woke because he is dating a white person. Okay. So that happened, and people went in on him, I'm saying, he can't be woke because he's dating this white woman, blase scoop. Fast forward, this previous weekend, we got a chance to, I didn't experience it because I didn't really care about it, but I'm on social media, so I've seen highlights and things of that nature. We seen the royal wedding happen over the weekend, and if you guys don't know, the prince married a black girl. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how the internet, some of the same people who were anti Donald Glover are super pro this princess, marrying into the royal family. And so it kind of showed this, I would say, double standard. You know what I mean? So they came for the black dude dating the white woman, but it almost seemed as if they were dismissive or very forgiving of the black woman dating the white male. And we've seen this time and time again, because they didn't really come for Serena like that, and Serena's child is mixed. She married a white dude. So let me ask you guys, do you think there's a problem with people dating outside of their race?
I personally do not. As it relates to my guy Donald Glover being woke, I can't remember where I seen this. I seen it somewhere on I think it was Facebook. Maybe a post that you actually shared. But if you look at certain individuals that are black and that are actually fighting for,
I can name them all: Kaepernick, Cole. And then, you can, wherever you land on the side of, whatever side of the fence you land on, but Obama.
Right. And they have white mothers, right?
They all have white mothers.
Right.
Actually, Kaepernick, if I'm not mistaken, was raised by white people. I don't know if he was.
Right. He was adopted.
Yeah, he was adopted.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Adopted, but J. Cole's mom is legit white.
Yeah.
And Obama's mom is white.
And so that doesn't, make them any less black. That doesn't stop them from getting pulled over by the police, and that potentially happened to them. And I feel like it's the same thing with dating, or being involved with someone of a different race, because what these people see is what they see. They see you in black skin. You know what I mean? So I don't think that makes you any less black. So I don't think that there is a problem with it. I was really big on the whole Umar Johnson theology for a little bit, but then when you sit back and think about it, it's that isn't that doesn't make you any less black, and it isn't what you're wanting at the end. At the end, you want equality.
Correct.
You know, so.
Yeah, I heard somebody, actually my cousin Brandy, she said, isn't interracial dating, isn't that like the ultimate sign of equality?
Right.
And I think some people, would consider that. I would somewhat agree. What do you think, Tristan?
I mean, I'd say in the context of the word woke, I feel like Donald Glover's message within the This Is America song was kind of a bit misconstrued if we're talking about interracial dating, because that's not the message that was being displayed within the song.
Yeah.
I mean, the song itself was about police brutality. It was about, kind of the racism that's within the country. But I feel like the only way to get past racism is to, kind of explore other avenues and to, kind of be open-minded into what you like and what you what you kind of look for, and I feel like within the world today, there's no way to control who you fall for or who you, not to be like cliche or anything like that, you know what I mean? But
you're being very cliche right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You can't help who you love.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's not really the message he wanted to get across, and I feel like it's not really about when it comes to race, it's not about interracial dating. It's not about any of that. It's kind of about getting past the whole racial issue. And I feel like in terms of interracial dating, I feel like that's kind of a step forward in.
Is there a because in black culture, I'll say, so for those of you guys who don't know and who aren't avid listeners, my wife is white, okay, and I've had cousins and family members who in the beginning were skeptical. Now everybody's cool, they know my wife, like it's been 7 years, it's
right.
like, okay, like she's fam, like it's obvious, right? But in the beginning, there was kind of like a hesitation, I guess. Is it the same in the Mexican community? Like,
I wouldn't say it's the same. I would say that,
like, how like your Mexican cousins, like if you bring, either a black girl or a white girl to the family function, are they not like?
What's funny is, me and two of my other cousins, the only girlfriends we've ever had are Caucasian.
Okay.
And I don't think there was a stigma there. I think more than anything, it was a cultural barrier that was kind of the barrier between them. Not so much the racial thing, but kind of, I have a lot of family members that don't speak English, and so that was kind of, like the communication barrier there.
Okay.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that within the Mexican community, I wouldn't say that there's a kind of a stigma or it's not taboo to date outside of the race, I would say.
Well, it kind of makes sense because I studied a little bit of Mexican history, just a tad bit, and I know that in Mexico, certain parts, they actually deal with their own type of racism.
Right.
In that, if I'm not mistaken, there's a train of thought down there, and I don't know how prevalent it is today, but I know in the 80s and the 90s and before then, it was real prevalent that the lighter you were, if you were Mexican, the lighter you were as a Mexican, the closer you were to the royal bloodline or whatever. You know what I mean? The darker you were, the further away you were from that. So it was almost like, if I'm a darker skinned Mexican and I dated a lighter skinned or married a lighter skinned Mexican, then I would technically be marrying up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I guess colorism would be the term. And so I don't know. I find it very interesting that within the black community, there's still that little bit of a stigma. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, from your perspective in the Mexican community, it doesn't exist. I would be interested in getting the Asian perspective. Right. Like, you went to Purdue, James. There's a nice representation of Asians.
Very
but
large.
it almost seemed like they always stuck together, though. Like,
yeah, definitely. I don't think I've ever seen an Asian person date outside of their race or culture, however you want to phrase it. You see some of them mingle with like and even like it's really weird because it really is weird. Asians go play basketball at Purdue. Asians go play basketball with Asians. I remember I like it was like my
whole court full of Jeremy Lin.
I'm telling you, but
Linsanity.
I'm telling you,
Times 10.
I'm telling you, it was like my second year
No
going
centers,
back,
all guards.
and that's all it was. I was playing with nothing but Asians.
Wow.
And it was hard for me to get on the court.
Was it?
It was literally like it took two
They
people.
were that good, huh?
No. It took two people to leave
Bust your ass,
for them to let me play with them. No, I actually went off that. I went off that game.
They was coming to, oh, he's shrimp fried rye. He's shrimp fried rye. Shrimp fried rye.
Nah, man.
He cooked.
Nah.
He cooked.
That chop suey.
I actually went off that game.
He's hibachi on the court.
I went off that game. They was like, dang, this guy's shooting from everywhere on
So
the
do
court.
you think? So would you say that?
You out there took advantage of Asians.
I kind of did, cause when I play with the black people, I really can't do that. It's a height difference, but like with the Asians, it's like we all the same
No, it's the
size.
same thing when I go to Mexico too. I'm balling out there. Out here, I'm lucky to get a bucket.
Hey, shout out to Mexicans though, cause they hoop in whatever, my
Oh, they hooping.
Jeans and
Khakis.
work boots.
and Timbs, like
Khakis and a button up. They're hooping. They're working.
But like really
They're
hooping
gonna
though.
roll up the pants too, right above the calves, right above the calves every time.
Oh,
That's
my
funny.
God.
But okay, so do you think that as far as the Asian culture goes, do you think that that's as far as like them not to your experience not dating outside of their race? Would you say that's more of a cultural thing,
Yeah,
or would you say that's more of a comfortability thing?
I think it's a cultural thing because I've had a few friends that are really close with Asian. You know, they have Asian friends that they're really close with.
Right.
But I think more so it's not a problem with them like mingling with people and being uncomfortable.
Right.
I think it's more so of it's just not normal within their culture. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, because I mean like literally anywhere you go to the dining court, the Asians sit with the Asians. You know what I mean? Like it's really no mingling.
They all in that engineering building too.
All in that thing,
And mathematics.
and they playing
And
violin.
mathematics.
So, Pete, speaking of multi racial dating, whatever. So I got 3 kids. I believe all my kids are beautiful. And I told my wife when I proposed to her that mixed babies are cute, and so
You did. I was there for that.
yeah, facts. Let me ask you guys this: what do you what combination do you think would make the cutest interracial?
In my opinion,
Multiracial, whatever, baby.
in my opinion, it's a Latino and an African American baby.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Really?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen some Asian and black.
Oh, that's fire too. I've seen that too. I've seen that
that's
too.
right.
I've seen that too.
We're not talking about the
Food.
soul at the
No.
at
I'm
the
saying
mall food
that's
court.
a.
Like, we're not talking. You did not get a sample of this. Like, one sample. Oh yeah, that's fire too.
Shit slaps. Shit slaps.
Don't know which one I want to go do.
Yeah, do I
Can I
want
walk around the food
teriyaki or the bourbon?
I want the orange chicken.
One of those things where you gotta walk around the food court again and get another sample.
You want sample? You have one sample. You have one sample.
That was my twin brother.
So like, I don't know if if I have seen it.
I have a niece. That's so my aunt's obviously Latina, and she had a daughter with an African American man, and
Well, no,
she's
that's what
beautiful.
I was about to say. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Like I've been in New York, so in New
Right,
York,
right.
that's mad common.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? What I haven't seen though is Latino and Asian. And if I have, I don't know that I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I will say that from my experience, Filipinos kind of give off that. I mean,
Both,
that,
yeah.
that vibe of both. But yeah, I would that would be interesting, man, to see the two, man. But that's I don't know. It would take had to be in a very diverse place. I feel like.
Here's
in
a
order to
question
see
for you. Can you eat Chinese food as an American term, Chinese food and Mexican food on the same plate. That or even Chinese and African American or whatever. What could you combine them?
I don't know about that, but what I will say, which is very, very interesting, the three races you just mentioned, black people, Hispanic people, and Asian people, we all have something in common in that we are all melanated. You know what I mean? We all have color
Right.
to our skin complexion, but then also too though staples in each culture's cuisine is chicken.
That's true.
You go to the Chinese restaurant, you want the orange chicken, you want the chicken fried rice, you want the
General
Tso's
Tso's
chicken.
Yep.
You go to the Mexican restaurant, let me get
Arroz
the
con pollo,
Chicken
camarones,
chicken fajitas,
Enchiladas.
let me get a chicken taco, let me get a chicken burrito. You go to my grandma's crib, hey, who got that fried chicken?
Right,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's a common thing amongst, and so I just feel like all white people should just thank us for like doing what we do.
For spicing our food.
Yeah,
No, one thing I would say is, as far as
well, before we move on,
Go ahead.
What do white people make that's like their thing? That's like
the
casserole.
burgers.
casserole's fire. I will say.
That
Not
casserole's
green
fire.
bean,
You don't like the green bean casserole?
Hell nah,
You're
keep
wildin'.
that, keep that to yourself.
I will. That's more for me. I will.
But I will say,
I would love to.
breakfast casserole slaps. You know what I mean, for sure. And there's so many different types. Like, you know what I mean? And I ain't listen, white people, I see y'all on Pinterest, okay? I see y'all out there. I get all types of recipes off of Pinterest last minute. You know
But
what I mean?
you don't mess with the burgers, Dame?
Is that really a white people thing though? Like legit?
I mean, it's one of those.
I've never been to a white
It's
person
one of
barbecue.
those things where they took it and made it their own.
Yeah, like this country.
Yeah.
But we know.
We've been through that.
We know. Have you ever had authentic Native American food? What is that?
I couldn't tell you.
A
That's
lot of
right.
deer meat, elk.
Some elk, some jerky.
I don't know.
Yo, that's probably Why
Right?
didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Jerky. Yeah.
So you telling
Like some
me,
buffalo jerky or
you
something
telling
like
me
that.
that the natives taught the settlers how to make jerky and then they took that for themselves?
I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
so.
Anything to do with meat, I'm pretty sure Native Americans taught them. They was the ones hunting.
Okay.
But what's crazy is what I was gonna say is speaking of like an Asian and a Latino getting together, that would be a crazy wedding, right? That wedding would be
Yeah. Well,
I don't even know how that would
think
happen.
about the fact that like when you go to a Mexican restaurant, I've been to a lot in my life. One time have I, maybe twice. No, I would say once, and when I was with Jimmy, once have I ever had a non-Mexican serve me, like be my waitress or my waiter,
Right.
at a Mexican restaurant. We were in Muncie.
Muncie,
Yeah, and it was a white woman, and it threw me off. I'm like, yo, I don't want to eat here now
Yeah.
because I'm used to, you know what I'm saying, seeing my Hispanic brothers and sisters,
Right.
you know what I mean, being the only people that work here. I've never seen a non-Asian work at an Asian establishment. Like, you know what I'm saying, I've never. You've seen it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say any names, but yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
But she could pass.
No, she could pass. Though. She could pass. She could pass. I'll give her that. She could pass.
Well, anyways,
She might have lied on the resume because she could pass.
I just find that very interesting. So when you say, what does the wedding look like? Man,
Melanated for sure.
probably very, it's melanated for sure, but do they mix? Do they talk to each other?
I don't
Like,
know. And then like the cultural differences are so different too. So like
Yeah,
the
I feel
music,
like-
do you have a live band? Like, because Mexicans love having live bands.
Yeah.
But I don't know what.
What is it?
Asians love I know like Asians, they love classical music. bro,
Right.
like.
So like, am I getting down to that at a wedding? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, like two DJs. You know, they got these silent parties
Right,
now,
right.
like where everybody walks in and get these headphones, and you just kind of tune in.
But the cuisine is what we gotta figure out. I mean, do they
Oh,
have?
listen,
You have
bro.
two different
It's
stations.
sushi and fajitas.
sushi fingers.
That's fine. That'd be.
No, look, flame.
That would be.
With queso to dip it in.
Imagine dipping an egg roll in queso.
Ooh.
Talk to them with in the white queso.
Talk dirty to him, Dane.
Ooh,
Imagine the taco with wasabi though.
a taco with wasabi.
That would be wild. That's crazy.
Dang, you put You put
There's a lot
the
of spices
orange chicken
involved.
in the tortilla though.
With the beans,
What are we
the
talking about
rice.
here, guys? With the rice.
Well, see, rice is prevalent in both.
It goes
Both.
yeah.
So
Yeah, both.
are we throwing the fried rice or are we throwing
The Mexican rice.
Mexican rice?
we throwing the fried rice with the Mexican twang. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Dang. And you know, I was gonna say that like Asians don't really turn up like that, but they got that sake though. Like I don't know if y'all ever heard
Yeah,
of
the
it.
sake,
Sake's
sipping
like
sake. Yeah,
I don't know what type of liquor it is. I've had it a few times. It's
is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Is
really
it strong?
good. It's very strong. Yes, very strong. So, you know what? Maybe there's hope for the world. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we get to the point, you know, eventually where, race is not really an issue and things are so blended.
Do you think we'll see it in our time?
I do know that a few years ago, I read a stat that said that I forget the year, but it's like in 2020 something. White people will no longer be the majority in America. Now, what that means is, like right now, they're over 50% of everything. If you total up everything, white people, it's over 50%. What this stat is saying is, at some point, they're going to be like 49, and it won't be like a dominant race.
Anything
It's gonna
overwhelming,
be,
right?
Pretty much.
You know, pretty much mixed. So yeah, I think we're gonna get there. I think that another clue that can happen is the fact that you take somebody who was 12 years old and you tell them, hey, next year or the next election there's gonna be a black president. They're not gonna look at that like it's impossible,
wild, right?
or like because all they ever known up until a couple years ago was Obama. You know what I mean? So people's perspectives change, as the times change. So I think it'll happen, but it'd be dope to get to the point where things are super mixed. And in order for that to happen, there has to be a lot of smashing going on.
That's what. Yeah. I feel like right now, I feel like we're headed in the right direction, and I feel
there's
like
a lot of smashing going on.
Yeah. Well,
Are you
because
speaking
I'm saying
personal experience, like you're smashing a lot.
We know
right now?
Dame's not speaking from personal experience.
no, I'm saying
No,
like
I'm definitely in a mono situation. That means one.
So you want the world to evolve, but you're
I'm doing my part. I got mixed kids.
he's not wrong.
Boom.
He's not wrong.
But you said a lot of smashing.
Yeah. And I'm still partaking. I practice a lot. You know what I mean? I just officially took all the bullets out the chamber. You know what I'm saying? But we out here, we got these rubber bullets. You know what I mean?
It's warning shots.
It's the guns that just smoke, the toy guns.
It's not just the tip is hollow. It's the whole thing is hollow. You know what I mean? Shoot, I got fireworks.
Full rubber jacket.
Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, I recently shored up the fact that I won't be having any kids anymore. So I got my 3 and I love them all. We might adopt though later on. But anyways, back to smashing. There's a lot of smashing that has to happen in order for this world to get to the point where it's like you can identify. You know what I mean? And speaking of smashing,
Another great segue.
since we're on that topic, I was talking to some friends today, man, and I asked them, do you think that sexism is still like a thing? Do you think that there are different standards for men than there is for women? And surprisingly, these are younger guys. I work at a high school, so I was kind of speaking to some kids around that age. I said, do we look at, girls differently than we do guys when we are asking them about their body count? And initially, these guys thought that I was, crazy, because they were like, no, like it's all the same. I said, really? Is that really how the world, like, is it really like that? Have we progressed that far? And I went and I took my own little census. I started asking, people this question. And the question I asked them was, how many sexual partners can a female have within a year's time before she's considered, nasty or a hoe? I guess that would be the slang term. How many? So I'm gonna ask you guys. Tristan, I'm gonna have you go first.
Okay.
How many sexual partners can a girl have within a year's time before she's considered, nasty or a hoe?
How old are we?
Your age right now. So your
My
age
age.
group. She's in your age bracket. College age.
I mean,
All right. Talk to me.
it's a loaded question because
loaded?
It's loaded because
Or is she
pause.
loaded?
Pause. It's loaded. Pause. No, but
She took the load?
we're not talking about laundry, are we?
Okay.
No, but I feel like it's a loaded question because I feel like a lot of people would kind of disregard a woman after a certain amount of bodies, right? But then but in the same token, I feel like a lot of guys would make an exception for that same number if that woman had the same number if he was really feeling a vibe like that.
Okay, so you meet a girl,
Right.
all right? She's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what'd you call it? Hard body? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she's
Hard
hard
body,
body.
She's
baby.
hard body.
She's
You know what
Takis.
I mean?
She's
She's
Takis.
Takis?
She's
9
Takis.
time back.
All right. Okay, so
She ain't regular.
she's all that, right? And y'all vibing, things are cool, like y'all texting and whatever. It hasn't got physical yet, but y'all cool, like y'all been kicking it. You really feeling her, like, and you can tell that same vibe is reciprocated, whatever. So you guys get to the topic of, being intimate or whatever. And she says to you, "Hey Tristan, within the past year, I've had whatever number, X amount of numbers of sexual interactions with guys. This is the amount of sexual partners I've had within the last year. What amount that scares you? What amount scares you away from that situation? Now you like her, you're feeling her, you don't love her, but you like her a lot.
Right.
Like she's attractive, like she's smart, she does it for you. You're not in love, but you feel like there's a possibility that I could be. And then she just told me that she's had X amount of number of partners within the last year. What number says I can't do this?
I feel like at 5, I'm definitely gonna have some questions.
5.
I'm gonna have some questions.
Like what? What's your question?
What was going on? Were you going through something like?
Why are we at 5?
Yeah, why?
Like,
Or even then, if she has more than me, then it's a no for the year.
yeah, but like, what if you was just like, if you just had an off year?
Yeah, what if you wasn't pursuing it like you used to? You was just letting it come to you, and it wasn't coming at all.
And as you,
Then that tells me she was pursuing something. Like she was pursuing it. You know what I'm saying? If she's higher than me like that.
huh?
I don't know. I feel like 5. I would say 5. I would say 5.
Five
I would say.
So you're cool with 4?
I would say 5 is the deal. I'm not gonna say I'm
That's-
cool
that's
cool
one per
with.
quarter. Like,
Nah,
that's-
cool.
Exactly. I
Nah,
was like,
cool.
5 is almost
No,
132 months.
Nah, cool with
What are we
cool with is a
talking
very
about here?
you're using that word. You're using that very loosely.
Okay,
Cool with
but 5 would definitely.
5 is
you
like
said
no, I'm done. Nah.
What? Okay, so what numbers like do you start to like you're not necessarily done, but
3, I'm alarmed. I'm alarmed
You're
at 3.
alarmed
I'm
at 3.
alarmed at 3. Something's going. Yeah, there's an alert going off
3?
at 3.
Jimmy, what say you?
So actually,
Okay,
it's
there's
really
a lot of stuttering
Yeah,
going
talk that
on.
shit.
nah,
Come
it's
on.
different. It's
Let's go.
it's like
Yeah, I can tell you're lying because when you're replying.
2, and I have to be number 2. Because here's
So
the
just
thing.
one then.
Top 2, and I am 2.
2, and I have to be number 2. And the reason being is because as a man, you don't want something that everybody else has had. It's like when you go to the lot and you finna buy you a car, and you want the newest thing you can get. You know what I
Hence
mean?
why women are often, the main shoppers at thrift stores. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. You want you don't want something that has a lot of miles on it. You want something that has low mileage, is gonna be able to get you where you need
Right.
to go.
No
Here's the
battery
problem.
problems.
The problem is you can mess around and get a car with low mileage, but that don't necessarily mean that there wasn't a lot of people up in that thing, because a lot of the cars they sell to the rentals, you know what I'm saying, got low mileage. Got a lot of different drivers.
That's true.
It could have been an Uber car.
Yeah, man.
So you say
I
at
could-
max.
I could do 2, but I'm
at
saying
max 2.
Yeah, at max I could do 2. If it's over 2, I'm kind of like, you know, and it also depends on the situation. It's like, is this like a one night stand? Because in that case, it's like at the end
you can do 4.
You going, yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna just you
Yeah,
know
you can do 10 on a one night
strap up
stand,
and,
right?
and
Yeah,
get on
yeah,
out the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nasty.
I don't know
Go
about
ahead.
10, but yeah. But if it's somebody that I'm feeling, it's like, you know, shorty gotta be low on the list. You know what I mean? I can't
gotta have a
do
low
it.
body count.
Oh, extra low. Extra low.
Okay.
Because I need to know you respect yourself. You know what I mean?
Dame, I'm gonna ask you, and I know you're gonna deflect, but in a alternate universe where you were a single man, what would be the number for you?
Yeah, I'm married though.
There's a deflection. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no. For me,
Right on time.
If I was not married,
A stag.
yeah, if I was out here and I was
In
talking
these
to a shorty,
streets.
yeah, man, I would be alarmed at more than 2.
Okay.
I think I'm in it. And the reason why I say that is because I guess I would expect, and maybe, just maybe, I am sexist. Okay, maybe there's some part of me that I've yet to deal with that, and this is proof that I am sexist. But it would have to be like no more than 2, and I need to know how did we arrive to 2 within a year.
Right.
I just need to know that. Now, here's my question to you guys. How many sexual partners can a guy have within a year's time before he is considered nasty or a hoe?
I think this is what I think is messed up about the situation. I feel like the more a guy has makes him more desirable, based on who his partners were. Because I feel like a lot of times when a man, no matter how he looks, if he has beautiful women around him all the time, I feel like that makes the next woman he's with or the next woman he pursues feel like, oh, like I'm also up there in that upper echelon with these other women. You know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of gives them a sense of belonging. And I feel like that makes them not like in that sense. No, but I'm saying
like you're sexist.
I'm not though. But I'm saying like
you're kind of like.
I mean, all I'm saying is the number. All I'm saying is the number that alarms me is higher than the one that alarms you guys. So who's the sexist here? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I've already admitted what I am. I've admitted it.
Right.
So what number can a guy hit before he's considered a hoe?
10.
10.
In a year?
In a
10.
year's time.
Yo.
10.
Yo.
That's a number Jimmy will never hit in his life.
How you know
won't either.
How you know I ain't hit it already?
I won't hit it.
How you know I ain't hit it already?
I don't know if you've hit 10. Like, never mind.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to hit 10, man.
Okay.
I'm just different. I can't.
Can't do it?
Yeah, I got something
You
special.
got something special.
I got
Oh,
something
yeah.
special. I can't just be out
What's
here
her name? What's her name?
all willy nilly. You know what I mean?
No, he's saying he is special.
No, I know, but I'm saying, what's her name?
No, I'm saying, like I said, I'm special. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay. It's
If
just
you
So-
if you get a piece of this,
So what number could your guy hit? Your friend, your male friend, Tristan, for example. At what point
I don't
do
get
you
down like
say,
that, though.
Within a year's time, do you say, "All right, bro, you're kind of a hoe"?
at this
Or do
age,
you ever say it? Do you like, bro, go ahead? I see
Yeah,
you
it's
out here
just
trying to
it's
go
about being the
ahead."
man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. In the heat of the moment, I'm gonna push him to do it just cause like that's my bro. But at the end, like the
So
next
what number-
the
what
next
numbers-
day, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, you gotta slow down.
At
Like,
what
you
number, though?
probably
At
need
what
to
number do
check.
you tell him that?
In a year?
In a year's time.
Anywhere from 5 to 8.
5 to 8, and you got, hey, listen, bro, come on now.
It's a jail sentence? 5 to 8?
5 to 8. All right, so peep this. Somebody told me this other day.
No. You didn't answer the question.
Oh, for a guy?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't. In my opinion, yeah, if it's more than 10, it's a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like somebody every month. That's a problem. So I would say somewhere around 8 to 10. That's an issue. So tell me what you guys think about this. A key
I love this analogy.
that can unlock any door is priceless.
It's a master key.
But a lock that can be unlocked by any key is useless. A key that can unlock any door is priceless. Everybody wants that.
That's a master key right there.
But a lock that can be unlocked by any key holds no value. I don't want that. What's your thoughts, Jimmy?
I like that analogy.
You like that analogy?
I like that
Is that kind of
analogy.
sexist though?
It is very sexist.
But is it true?
But it's true. And I really don't. I can't tell you where this double standard came into place, but it just makes sense in my mind. You know what I mean? And I know it's wrong. You know, I know that we should have the same standards because at the end of the day, we all human beings. But at
Right.
the same time, it's two different things going on.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that women are emotional creatures. More so than men.
Right.
I'm not gonna say all women. I don't want to be that guy, but
Well, listen, man, we're not gonna solve all the world's problems, man. But what I will say is, I think I need to work on my sexist nature. I believe you guys need to work on your sexist nature.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And we need to address some issues that we have. We need to become better individuals.
yeah.
Ladies, we're gonna do better. And that's a promise that you have from your culturally correct crew.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm with you.
We gotta do better. And the numbers should be the same across the board. If it's 2 for a girl, it should be 2 for a guy. It's disgusting.
I feel like where the discrepancy comes in is because women are always coveted by men. So a woman can have almost any man she wants within her context or whatever, but a man is always going to be chasing a woman. And so when a man finally is unlocking the door, as we said, I feel like that's more of an accomplishment than a woman allowing, you know what I'm saying? A woman that's often coveted to let someone in, I feel like that's less of an
Should be
accomplishment
the
for her.
same, Tristan.
I
We're
mean,
being
I feel like,
sexist,
I don't
and we're
know.
sorry. We're gonna do better.
Yeah, it is a little bit misogynistic, but
Very much so. Well, hey, listen, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Culturally Correct this week. We definitely appreciate you, Jimmy. We appreciate you bringing an awesome friend.
Hey man,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad I could be here, and I'm glad I could bring him along, man. It's a pretty dope guy.
friend of the show?
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
100%.
Facto. Well, listen, man.
Factory.
Make sure you
Factoid.
guys like and subscribe and share this bad boy. I dare feel like your mom should be listening to this podcast.
And your cousin.
And your cousin too. Your Mexican cousin. For sure.
Cause you got some.
Because you got some.
I got some. I got a lot.
Hey, listen, if anybody is getting married, going to a Asian and Hispanic wedding, please send us invitations. We want to know what that buffet do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is Culturally Correct. Peace.
Peace.
Deuce.